What follows is a video that I made approximately a week ago. I thought I would provide this video as a disclaimer and to tell you it's not intended to diagnose or treat behavioral health issues. It's simply my opinion in an attempt to break down something that's extremely complex into simple concepts that I believe many people will find helpful. Thank you for taking the time to watch. My name is Jason Huber, and I've been helping all types of people for over 27 years, and I've been a licensed professional counselor for 23 years. Again, thank you. So I just thought I'd take a few minutes here to talk a little bit and make this video about the common things that occur and come up in relationship, counseling, marital therapy, whatever you want to call it, with couples and sometimes even with families, as well as it happens in individual sessions that I have with clients as well. And I'm calling this the 8 relationship improvement poisons. So these are the things to think about, if the metaphor works, that are infecting you and your partner, or maybe a family member, that come up, that push them away, that keep you from closing the gap, is another way to think about it. And as you can see on the screen here, you've probably already read them. There's criticism, comparison, defensiveness, double standards, non-equality, stonewalling, past invocations, and attacking values and perceptions. And I'm sure you could think about these words and come up with some of your own examples of how you or your partner do this consistently. I would almost guarantee that whenever communication breaks down or even becomes less effective with your partner, most likely, if that's not occurring within those moments, it's fear of that's going to happen, or maybe you're thinking about that happening, or you're protecting yourself from your partner doing one of those things to you. And each one of these could probably talk a lot about just each one of these 8 situations here, or mindsets. The poison is the mindset. So I guess you have to develop an increased level of awareness when you're talking with that person to see if that's coming, if your point is coming from that. And the slippery part of this is that you're not aware of it. How do you become more aware of something you're not aware of? Well, I'm not sure, but approaching like with that these things are here, and let me see if I can find them. I think that's the first step. But another step, and maybe more importantly, is realize you're justifying this to yourself. You feel very this sounds silly, but married to it. It's ironic on several different levels that you're married to your own rationalization or justification as to why this is very important. This is your truth. If that makes sense. Your criticism is justified. Many times it's just scorekeeping of Oh, there's another poison. Scorekeeping. They did it to you last time, so you got to do it to them again. It's almost like the relationship is seen like a game where somebody's got to win and somebody else has got to lose. Like there's an adversarial thing going on there. So they criticize you, so you get to criticize them. Or they compare to you, they compared what you said to them the last time, so they get to do it as well. All of these, defensiveness, double standards, non-equality, stonewalling, past invocations, tend to have that as the focus or the place that it comes from. The other thing I was going to say about defensiveness is, you can see defensiveness where it's not there. Oh, another thing we could write down, mind reading. You ever felt like your partner thinks they know where you're coming from, but they actually have no idea? No idea or no ideal. That's a problem, right? So you've already felt like they don't relate to you because they're not coming from empathy. You see this and you feel like they truly don't care about your feelings. And they can say all day long that they do, and even show you that they do, and do nice stuff for you, but you can question that sometimes, right? I don't want this to be totally focused on the negatives. So let's talk about your strategy that you can role model with your partner, and they'll automatically feel better once you do this. Once you're not talking to them with any of these things happening, where you're not saying, "Oh, I know where you're coming from." Well, slow down and actually listen to them a little deeper. Maybe it's actually this other thing that you're not taking into consideration. Maybe you're reading too much into their body language because they're tired from work, or they had a rough day dealing with the teenager or the baby. Maybe you fundamentally don't agree with how they see this philosophical thing that doesn't really have a right or wrong answer. That's it takes being able to be humble, and fundamentally it takes being able to not be right all the time to actually grow closer to understanding the other person's point of view. So yeah, this is very unscripted, very uncomfortable for me, but I hope that it's been of some use to you to hear me kind of ramble through this. Maybe I didn't talk enough about antidotes. So what do you think? What do you think an antidote would be? Besides, awareness, right? Some antidote. But yet it is an antidote, because awareness is where you're able to slow down and talk a little more gently to yourself, question yourself a little bit more. So in turn, maybe the person you're talking to can do the same. Because if you're a little gentler, slower with yourself, most likely they can do the same. So anyway, thank you for watching this, and I hope it's hope it encourages you and challenges you in equal measure to have some antidotes for your relationship.